What's going on, everyone? So a big emphasis this offseason is the defensive side of the ball. The San Antonio Spurs really want to carve out and create that defensive identity. I mean, Brian Wright said it himself. A lot of the moves, a lot of the pickups, even the draft, they got guys like a Carter Bryant that can really help immediately on the defense side of the ball. I mean, Carter Bryant, great example. You saw him in Summer League. He looks every bit ready to at least handle the defensive responsibilities. Offensively, we'll see how he comes to his own. And I'm not expecting him to be, prime Kawhi Leonard out there, but I do think he's a guy that can, in a limited role, be a pest out there. But beyond that, obviously, Victor Wembanyama. I mean, as long as he plays 65 games, I think the general consensus is that he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. So you have your defensive anchor. It's all the other outside components, right? Wemby's going to hold it down. He's going to take care of the paint. He's going to make sure that, he's cleaning up where need be. Even adding guys like Luke Cornett, I think, can really kind of help with the interior defense. Even Kelly Olynyk, he's no slouch. He's not really known as this stout defender and whatnot, but he's strong, physical. He's not shy, doesn't shy away from contact, right? He's a guy that can hang in there on the inside, on the interior, right? But you have kind of the center position, right, locked up on the defensive side of the ball, right? Again, it's the outer components. De'Aaron Fox. Can De'Aaron Fox really kind of buy in on the defensive side of things? Obviously, we know he's going to be the offensive engine. He's going to play the point guard role. He's going to be the guy that's wheeling and dealing out there. And look, I'm not saying that De'Aaron Fox is a bad defender by any stretch, but, he has these moments, right, in these stretches where, he'll kind of get lax and whatnot. Now, a lot of that was Sacramento. Sacramento wasn't this great defensive team. He didn't have a Victor Wembanyama backing him up. Right? One of the big things that the Sacramento Kings really needed were 3-and-D wing depth, right? It was De'Aaron Fox at times is your only defensive piece. And then you go and get a Keon Ellis. It's oh man, there you go. You kind of see the defensive prowess. Well, with the Spurs, they have several defensive pieces, but De'Aaron Fox is going to kind of be the head of the snake in a lot of ways. He's going to be the guy that is out there to be that point of attack, apply that pressure, right? No one's expecting him to be, all NBA defense or anything, but can he be good enough defensively? We know he can get steals, right? Swiper, right? He's a guy that can, create turnovers and advantages for the San Antonio Spurs, but it's more than just being able to disrupt the passing. It's actually playing defense, disrupting the opposing team, right? And then who's going to be slot next to him? Stephon Castle, I think, is probably a safe bet, or, Devin Vassell. Castle's probably the more versatile defender, right? He's really good at just kind of buying in and doing the dirty work, making the hustle plays, right? Just really grinding out there, which is why I kind of like the idea of him at the 2 or the 3, if that's the route you want to go. But Devin Vassell, he can. We've seen him, but again, it's him consistently buying in on the defensive side of things. I mean, there's sequences where he's locked in, engaged on the defensive side of the ball, and you're okay, here we go. And then there's times where he's just getting blown by every possession and just embarrassing himself out there, right? So again, it's really going to come into those kind of supporting guys really buying in and embracing the defensive side of the ball, right? We know Devin Vassell can score the basketball. We know De'Aaron Fox score the basketball, but can they be that defensive kind of pests and menace out there on the defensive side, possession after possession after possession? The hope is that with De'Aaron Fox and a Devin Vassell and Harrison Barnes and a Victor Wembanyama and all these guys, that you'll be able to at least be good enough offensively. I do worry about the 3-point shooting to where I don't know how good they're going to be offensively, but hopefully you can be enough offensively to where guys can really buy in. Then you have guys off the bench in Jeremy Sohan, right? You have, Carter Bryant, right? Julian Champagnie can kind of, he can kind of show these positives at times. Buying in, just kind of felt like the issue with the Spurs last year, period. Right? It was the buy-in, embracing it, embracing the dirty work, embracing the defensive side of the ball. Yes, you need to score the basketball, but you also need to be able to generate stops. There were times and stretches where the Spurs looked excellent defensively. And you're here it is. This is that team. And then there's times where they just, kind of lax and you're where's the defense? Why aren't we doing what we're supposed to do, especially at the end of games down the stretch, right? How many times have the Spurs the last few years been in these games and just can't generate stops? just can't get a stop on the other side of the basketball and slow the opposing team down, and then they're not able to hit shot, and it falls apart at the end, right? You need to be able to, like, that's supposed to be the time where the great teams really pick it up. All right, final 2 minutes, let's go lock in, right? This is going to be our best defensive effort. This is going to be our best offensive. This is where we're really going to kind of, establish ourselves and set the tone these last 2 minutes that we're this defensive menace. I'm hoping Mitch Johnson can kind of create these defensive schemes, and you have a lot of switchable guys. Harrison Barnes even is, a guy that can defend 1 through 5 for you on many occasions, right? Not somebody you really want defending 5s. I'm not saying you put him on 5, but if he gets switched or kind of gets lost in the cluster, he can kind of switch over and at least contest and stuff. Right? You have a lot of guys that can kind of play that role. Dylan Harper, is he going to be able to buy in on the defensive side of things? Is he going to be able to? We know he can get to the basket. We know he can score the basketball, right? But is he going to be able to play both sides of the basketball? Is he going to be able to buy in, lock in, and engage on both sides of the basketball? If he can, if he does, then that's going to be huge for the San Antonio Spurs team, right? No one should be expecting Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant to just be, again, on the all defensive team this upcoming season, but can they be two guys, like even in the rookie sentence, right? Can they be two guys that really kind of embraces it? Because if you want to create a defensive identity, if you want to be one of the better defensive teams, which they're probably on many nights going to have to do that because of their lack of three-point shooting. Now, again, maybe it won't be an issue. We'll kind of see as the season progresses. But just at a glance, it's like, the lack of three-point shooting, they're probably going to be games where they're really going to have to hang their hat on the defensive side of the ball. So you have to buy in. You have to embrace that. You have to be willing to accept it. But it's buy-in from the entire team. Whoever's playing that night needs to fully buy in and embrace it. It's easy to go, hey, we're going to create this defensive identity. Hey, we're making moves for the defensive purposes, right? We're trying to be this great defensive team, which they can be. I mean, Victor Wembanyama alone impacts the game so heavily on the defensive side of things. Like, teams are terrified to get into the paint and try to score on Victor. How many times have we seen Victor Wembanyama with his back turn and players will just back out just in case he turns around? Because as soon as he turns around, that's getting set into the bleachers, right? So again, you have a guy that can really mask and make up for a lot of this team's flaws and inefficiencies on the defensive side of things. So you just need really guys just to be, serviceable. Right? Obviously you want guys to really buy in defensively, but you just need guys, like if 1 through 4 are bought in and just serviceable, good, not elite, not great, like, you're going to be a very good defensive team just because Victor Wembanyama is going to be able to clean up so much, or take care of so much. If you're not putting Victor Wembanyama in these just tough positions over and over and over again, like, you're going to be able to allow him to, if you can kind of stay home, he's going to be able to kind of play that scout role and be able to help in the areas that you need help in. So I'm really looking forward to the Spurs defense and how they kind of structure it, and the sets and the actions that they run on the defense side of things, and what are their types of schemes and what not. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.